This Oklahoma City Thunder star could potentially be making a huge return in the coming years off some hints that have been dropped via commercials and also in interviews. I'm Bryson Akins here with Thunder Digest. Before we get in this video, don't forget to hit subscribe. As you can see here, 91% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel. What are you doing? What are you doing? I see you guys. Majority of y'all keep on coming back and watching these videos. You've seen previous videos. If you love the content, and like I mentioned, if you keep coming back, you need to hit that subscribe button. It's the best way to support the channel and show how much of the content you guys do enjoy. And also, it's the best way to stay up to date on your Oklahoma City Thunder news, especially when the offseason comes around and there's not really a bunch of stuff going on. You may be missing something. This is the best way to do it. Subscribe so you can check out the channel and check out what we cover. So I'm going to get out of that now and everything. We're done with that. Now, I'm sure you guys saw there was recently a new commercial that came out starring a current Thunder star and also a previous Thunder, I want to say legend, as he spent majority of his career with the Thunder, as long as, part of his career, and also brought some great memories for this Thunder squad. Yes, I'm talking about a potential Kevin Durant return. Don't get your pitchforks or anything out yet. I know we don't like the man. I still harbor hatred a little bit towards him for leaving us for Golden State, our rivals at the time. But it's been long gone. We can forget about that now. It's been almost 10 years to the day. So we're going to forget about all that. It's fine. It's gone a long time ago. And the reason being people are starting to speculate this now is the recent KD 17 commercial starring Kevin Durant, Chet Holmgren, and Oklahoma City. And that was a huge commercial, by the way, as it was literally asking Chet Holmgren if he can be the next Kevin Durant, if he can step up and put the city on his back and build it up. Because if you remember, I don't know how many of you guys watching these videos are Oklahomans, from OKC, like me, but I remember before the Oklahoma City Thunder came to be back in '08, when I was just a young lad visiting OKC, was horrible because there's nothing to do. Now, anywhere from you can even say 5 years ago now, Oklahoma City has been booming. There's been a bunch of stuff, and it's kind of the reason they're getting a new stadium. And majority of that has to be Kevin Durant and that young Oklahoma City squad. And this new commercial kind of I don't want to say hints at a potential Durant return, but it does feed into the Flames a little bit and some of the rumors that have been going around. Also, some interviews that he's been a part of, some comments he's been leaving around have also speculated he could be coming back, as you can see here in an interview that he had. I can't remember with who it is, but it's all over Twitter. It has to be the OKC time period because it was like the entry point into all of this, Durant said, when asked about the most fun he has had in the league. That's like the foundation of everything. We were young and we were playing against dynasties, you know what I'm saying? We were competing against the Lakers with Kobe when they won back-to-back, Dallas when they won, Miami with Bron and Wade, start all of it, I think, coming in early. Me, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Serge Ibaka, who were 22 or 23 thrown into the fire. Now, he did label some things that he would have done differently, like example, how he would have left the Thunder for Golden State. It was he already stated he was going to do that no matter what. That was kind of stated. Now, he did go on air and say he plans on returning with OKC, and then, 2-3 days later, he signed with the Warriors. Yes, I know. But he even stated it was kind of always made up in his mind that he wanted to go to Golden State and win a ring and just go win one and kind of solidify himself in one of those top spots all time. And he kind of regrets some of the actions that he's had and everything. And he also talks about this young OKC team as a whole and everything. And some of the other players in the article as well, he talks about his complimentary compliments regarding Thunder over the last few seasons have fans pondering a potential return to end his career. Now, this also mentions, while that's still a long shot, Durant has been able to reflect on his time in Oklahoma City more and more recently. I didn't realize until I got older, guys that are in their 30s now are like, we grew up watching you dudes in your 20s, Durant said. A lot of young people gravitated towards that team because they saw we were all young. We all came consecutive years, me, Russ, James, Serge, and then we just kept building from there. That probably is the most fun I had in the league. And so he kind of, like he mentioned and everything, it's not saying that he's not having fun right now. He's not enjoying his time. He's with a great Phoenix Suns team that has the talent to go and win the whole thing. They just have a tough little matchup ahead to try to make that, championship make it to the finals. You have to beat the Timberwolves first as they're playing them right now. Then you win. You're probably going to play the Nuggets as they're up 2-0 now. Then you probably have to face OKC once again in the Western Conference Finals. And so it's a tough little stretch for them and for Phoenix and for Kevin Durant. But he also did mention OKC was the most fun he's ever had in the league. So that is in part to being so young and being with a bunch of other young guys on that team. Kind of like what we have a situation right now in OKC. But it doesn't, like, it kind of feeds into that flames. Even the article mentioned that it kind of feeds into the flames of fans speculating and rumors going around about him potentially returning. But the big thing is, like, is it even possible? Is a Kevin Durant return even possible at this point? He has, after the season, he'll have one more year on his massive contract with the Suns, and then, it's kind of whatever goes. He'll probably go sign for the team and then retire from there because he'll be 36, 37 by that time. And it's not like he's not a bad player. Here are the stats right now. In the season, he averaged 27, 6, and 5. Those are solid stats. Do not get me wrong. Those are very, very good stats, especially for his age. He's leading that Suns team right now. He's the best scorer on that Suns team. It's just, he's getting up there in age, and he's not worth the $50 million they're paying for him at the moment anymore. He's not. He's worth a good $30 million. Don't get me wrong. But he's not necessarily, $50 million worth anymore. 4-year max contract. He's not that anymore. He's still a great player. It's just, he's not the star of a team. When you look at the stats, when his age and everything, you can tell the injury still lingers and affects him a little bit. But another thing I also got to mention is the salary cap and everything. How much do we have coming up? And this is our current contracts and whatnot when you look at it. Right now, the big chunk is SGA, who we're going to try to lock down for life now. You can guarantee as soon as the contract's up, we're going to once again offer him the max out in 2027 season or the 2027 summer. And then when you look at it, we do have a little bit of spending money with Gordon Hayward's contract coming to a close, along with some other team options we could extend. Now, one I'm kind of not really, I wouldn't say I'm not really expecting us to extend, but it would not surprise me if we don't extend, would be Lindy Waters III, who has a $2 million team option at the moment. Now, even then, Durant's not a free agent until 2025, 2026, and so we still got a little ways ahead of that. But when you can see there, we can potentially have some cap space open. We could potentially say, you know what, we're done with Giddey. I'm sorry, we're not going to offer you again and everything. You're kind of on your own. We can match offers, but he's playing fine. It's just he might not turn out the player that we want to be. I still have faith in him. But you also got to think what we could do for next offseason. With Gordon Hayward's contract right there, as you can see, $31.5 million. $31.5, that is a huge chunk of money. We could split it up into little one-year deals. So for the 2025 offseason, when there's supposed to be a few big-name talent guys out there that we could try to pick up, we could still have that $31 million and maybe a little bit more spending money to use for that as well. Or, also another thought, I'm getting a little off track here, but it just hit me. When you look at it, there are also some guys that we could sign back for a couple $1 million once their team options are up as well. And so if we just kind of space out that money correctly in free agency, it could either come and be a potential Kevin Durant return, where he could even just sign for a one-year deal and then retire with the team, or potentially just kind of even it out. Because I'm going to be honest, like, even though there have been a bunch of flames and everything, a bunch of revelations and news regarding Kevin Durant speaking on a potential return. He's not necessarily saying it, but it does spark up some rumors and thoughts and discussions about that. It could be huge, but I'm not putting my cards all on the table for that. He wouldn't be the first Thunder, I think, that would try to return. I think it would be Russell Westbrook would be the first Thunder to try to come back before Kevin Durant. I don't know if he'll retire with the team just because he still wants a ton of money and everything, and he's still one of the better players in the league, one of the best players in the league. He's definitely top 20 still. And so it's one of those things where it's like, you got to weigh it out. Is it better to kind of split up our money on some of our role player guys that we have that can be a part of this team for years to come, especially when they get older and more mature and they get more experience and kind of reaching the prime of their careers? Or is it better to go get a big-name talent like that in Kevin Durant? I don't know. Kind of interested in what you guys think as well. But that's all I got for this video today on Thunder Digest. I know it's a lot of speculation, but we do have some good things coming up with playoffs starting to heat up some more. Game 2 tomorrow. But stay tuned. Once again, if you stayed this whole time, you keep coming back to watch the videos, hit the subscribe button. Best way to support the channel and stay up to date on your Oklahoma City Thunder news. I'm Bryson Akins here at Thunder Digest. I'll catch you in the next video tomorrow.